my temple, the Temple of Tarot, Astrology, and Yoga. My name is Ava, and I'm welcoming you in for your February 2026 Astro Tarot forecast. This is a combination of astrology and the tarot, and it is designed for you if your sun sign, your moon sign, or your rising sign is Capricorn. This month, we have Mars and Venus transiting your your second and your third house. Mars and Venus will be in the second house at the first half of the month, And in the second half, Venus leaves the second house and moves into the third house of Pisces. So it's Venus in Pisces, while Mars is still in Aquarius. Again, this is your second and your third house. So there's a mix, an alchemy of energies that result in a shift at the middle of the month. The first half, you're serving personal resource needs to secure them, to focus your attention on them. And then in the second half of the month, you move more actively into your community. You become more community conscious. Maybe new ideas, new concepts, sharing your ideas with your community, maybe through writing, through speaking, texting, whatever form of modern means of communication you have, it's going to be very much activated, and you'll be able to relay your ideas in ways that are diplomatic and serve to soften any opposition. So from individual concerns to collective concerns is this shift right at the middle of the month. You might be debating, having friendly exchanges of information, but you're also, with the second being active, the second is the house of finance. The third is the house of your community. So there's a attraction. Venus is an attracting force, as well as is Mars. You're attracting wealth, indulging your senses, indulging your sense of beauty in perhaps items that are luxurious. So this brings a love of beautiful things. Spending on what you love as opposed to what you need exclusively. So there is this beautiful preparation going on if you want to advance in your financial interests. And if you would like to propagate your ideas to a larger community of friends, family, and associates. That is the backdrop, the astrological backdrop to the following tarot forecast, which will specify it for you a little more. So please stay tuned. And I want to thank everyone for your messages of encouragement, because I was bemoaning the fact in the other videos that I am rather obscure on YouTube. Not a lot of people know I'm here. I have a very few and select number of viewers, but they are the cream of the crop, actually. So I'm not too disappointed in my lack of popularity, but I would prefer it financially to be otherwise. So that is your forecast. Please, if you'd like to subscribe, like, or share, that would help me out a great deal. Or if you would like to procure a private and personal reading from me, there are links below. You can go to grandcentralhealing.com, and in the shop are a variety of options for you, reading options. And I've already mentioned in other videos that if you would like a year-long forecast, that is the theme, that you want to know what this year is going to be all about, then please just use the life path reading, and then in an email to me, grandcentralhealing@gmail.com, you can tell me that you want, instead of a life path reading, you would want a year-long forecast. So I'll do that for you if you'd like. So now wait for the reading, and I thank you very much. Aloha and namaste. Welcome, Capricorn, to your tarot forecast for February 2026. Again, a reading that is relevant to you if your sun sign, your moon sign, or your rising sign is Capricorn. So let's shuffle the cards just a little. I'll insert 2 reversals, and then we'll cut the cards and we'll begin your reading. It should be a very exciting month for your financial concerns, if you have any, or if you are an artist and would like to propagate your ideas to a larger audience. This would be the month for that. All right, let's put in 2 reversals. Voila. And place them down. We cut. And we're ready. So, the first card represents the overall mood or energy of the month. And we have the 7 of Pentacles, pardon me. The 7 of Pentacles. Well, this is beautiful, and it does, in fact, relate to the astrological forecast, which concerned the house of finance, with Mars and Venus in your house of finance. What this is you see, he's a farmer, and he's in the middle of his growing season, and he's looking at what he's produced so far and considering, you see that one seed, considering what to do with the financial assets, the material production so far. That one seed represents the investment into a future growth possibility. He's pausing. He's pausing and meditating. There shall be a definite pause then in your activity as you evaluate your gains what you've produced so far in the material world, in your financial world. You've planted the appropriate seeds within your financial connections and other financial goals as well. And now you're in the middle period of the harvest, where your crops have grown, but they're not yet ripe enough to be harvested. So it's a beautiful metaphor for whatever it is that you do to sustain your material security, wealth, stability. So you now have to take a long-term view into the future. See further into the future as to how to prepare for the long run, such as retirement. Or you could be in the midst of building a family or a financial estate. This indicates a more slow and natural growth process, which takes consistent, genuine effort. And you're going to value quality over quantity in the choices that you make and concerning finance, or also in the decisions that you make in relationships with people, with other people. So, be patient. Wait for things to ripen. Don't be in a hurry. Use this time to determine whether you're on the right course, whether you've watered your plants enough. Are they healthy? Will they provide a rich harvest? Or is there something else that you need to do in order to make sure that they're nourished and properly cared for? That is the overall energy or mood of the month for you, Capricorn. Let's put that down. And now we move to the second position. This is a 4-card spread. And the second position defines the challenge of the month, of the period. And your challenge is Major Arcana challenge. We have the moon. The moon. This is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful challenge. The moon. The moon is about feelings, about your intuition, about emotions. And it's so apropos to the last card, the challenge card, because this also signifies a period of uncertainty, confusion, in some cases even trying to discern if there's any dishonesty going on. You're not sure or clear-headed at the moment because things may not be as they seem. Something illusory, like shimmering water underneath the moon. You can't quite see any particular shape. So there's a need for transparency in areas of finance, or even in areas of communication. Clear, honest, direct communication. So you need to wait until you're more certain, more clear about things before you decide something or choose a direction to take. Remember, you're in mid-course. This could also be your fears, your worries, your anxieties, clouding your judgment. The moon is always about distinguishing between your intuition and paranoia. So this may not be the time to take risks. You've got to be mindful of hidden motivations, hidden agendas, because you lack information. Or maybe it's just information is being withheld from you. But you need to avoid rushing into action at the moment. That is your challenge. So let's place that down here. Get the cards. We have 2 more positions. The next position is the position of the unexpected, the surprise element of the month. So far, it seems that there's pondering, there's meditation that's needed. There's a deep consideration of your next move. So let's see what's in the position of the unexpected. We have the King of Pentacles. Well, that just might be you, the ideal you. Because the King of Pentacles could be the Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, but definitely Capricorn. So, if he's not you, perhaps this is heralding the appearance of a relatively wealthy, influential, well-established person who may offer you practical support, or is solid and reliable. And that solidity, that reliability is what you need. Or this could, on the general, if it isn't a person, it could be a business opportunity, or an older man who acts as a mentor. But in general, again, a surprise long-term opportunity or new business venture, which is built on practical, methodical planning, practical, methodical executing of those plans. Long-term, again, previous card. But generally, again, more broadly, it indicates material abundance, material security, and stability, which are achieved from your work, from your previous work, from your discipline. And your work and your discipline, what this means is your work and your discipline will be paid off in an unexpected way. Paid to you in an unexpected way. So you receive a generous offer, which may involve others in your community, the 3rd house. And the 3rd house is also about your siblings. So this could be an offer that involves brothers and sisters, or just brothers and sisters in heart and soul. That is what is unexpected. All right, let's see now the last position, which is the outcome. What is the outcome of all of that, all that preceded it? And we have an ace. It's the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords. Well, it seems Ace of Swords are about the mind, and Ace is clarity. You resolve your challenge, which was the moon, the challenge of mental clarity. This indicates a new opportunity that needs mental clarity, clear thinking. So it shows that by the end of the month, you're using logic, reason, and having honest conversations, communications. And that is by which you're going to succeed in developing your financial resources. So, most important, you gain clarity over what might be a very complex financial issue. You make logical choices and you make logical decisions, rational decisions. You do your research and you read the fine print. You uncover the truth. The moon, your challenge, is eclipsed by your wisdom. You create a clear budget and you proceed forward by strategic planning. You invest and carefully choose where to bury that seed. You communicate effectively, speaking your truth, asserting yourself with that truth. You foster a productive environment, and this creates a community of shared interest and ideas. That is your forecast for February 2026. Thank you, Capricorn. Wow. All right. So this is the month in which you achieve some real insight into how you're going to invest, how you're going to manage your financial security. And by the end of the month, you run with it. You've got a great idea. You overcome your lack of certainty about something. So this is a fabulous month for you. And I wish you all the best. If you should happen to need further help, there are links below to my YouTube channel, grandcentralhealing.com, and I can help you with your financial concerns or with practical matters, as well as predictive matters, things you need predictions on, and of course also spiritual matters about life and your soul. So, thank you very much, and I will see you next month. All my love. Aloha and namaste.